Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out.
Hello, welcome to another interesting episode on Trash It. Oh my God, the internet has been blowing up this week. You guys must have seen the video at the beginning of this video, okay? Now, what is going on? Will Smith and Chris Rock. What is going on? I'm sure you guys have all seen the video where it was the Oscars, the 2022 Oscars. I think it's the 94th Oscars. And Chris Rock was doing his thing as per usual. And he made a joke about G.I. Jane, about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett. And Will Smith got up, walked onto the stage and gave Chris Rock a slap. Okay. Now, tell me, what do you think about that? Bidemi, let me come to you first. What was going on there? Did you think it was an act? Because I definitely thought it was an act in the beginning. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that is a reflection of a lot of pain held inside him for far too long. And that thing it's like a time bomb. It's a ticking time bomb. That was just, do I call it accidental discharge? When you're not in control of what your body is doing. I'm sure if he knew that was going to happen, he would have controlled it. He did it out of his control. He didn't know he was going to do it. I'm sure when he sat down after swearing and everything, I'm sure his senses would have kicked in and be like, what did I just do? This is Oscar.
Do you think so, Bidemi? Because don't forget, after the slap, he went back to his seat, sat down, and Chris Rock said, Will Smith just smacked me. And Will Smith said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Does that sound like someone that reflected that he had done something wrong?
No, that's why I said after all the swearing,
right?
Then, because when you look at it very well, he was smiling, he was enjoying the joke, and Madame was like, okay, continue laughing. And then he realized, oh, I messed up. Let me go show some balls. He's a comedian. This is what comedians do. It's the same everywhere in the world. Imagine Agodai saying something about Basketman's wife. Basketman will now go and slap him. It's impossible. Even Nigerian Comedy Association, they don't do this kind of thing. Now in America, all the other comedians, they are already beefing Will Smith. They are already angry. Like, why will you do such a thing? All of us are comedians. We don't do, this is not us. Now you're giving these white folks the reason to start castigating us. In the past, there was a time LL Cool J knocked out Jamie Foxx on the set of this film, Any Given Sunday. As in, he gave him a punch, Jamie Foxx passed out completely. They had to revive him. Now, this guy called Jim Brown, he featured in this film called 100 Rifles. Jim Brown is an old black legend in Hollywood. They fought tooth and nail to get that far. He took them somewhere and schooled both of them. Like, guys, we don't do this shit. You know how far we've come. You don't come to a white man's production and then start showing your colors. Already they've labeled us as thugs, hooligans, animals. They prioritize their dogs over us. And then you come here after being given this kind of opportunity only to come and be showing your stupidity. You don't do this. None of us, your elders, did this. So let it stop. Now, LL Cool J, you've gone far. You're a comedian yourself. You started rough. You have arrived. You are on Oscars, for crying out loud. Nobody is bigger than Oscars. You know, not even the white folks. When you come to Oscars, you take every opportunity. You take advantage. You use it to sell yourself. Even though you're already sold, you resell yourself. You don't go there and make a fool of yourself. You did not fight anybody when your wife was ridiculing you on that round table.
Wait, we will come there. We will come there. Let's not move ahead of ourselves. Okay, Jude, let me come to you because I'm looking at your facial expression and I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to read within those your beards. What is going on? What did you think about this whole scenario?
Nothing. I didn't think nothing. I don't have time for things like Oscars. To me, they're all fake, man. I don't believe in all those nonsense. It's all a bunch of clowns giving themselves awards and patting themselves on the back. But having said that, though, the only reason I'm going to have a say on this, because it's none of my business, Smith and Rock are on that level of whatever their life is. It's just because of the level of attention that Nigerians give this on social media. I just thought misplaced priorities again. And I don't think a lot of Nigerian men understand what narcissism means, because a lot of social media Nigerian men, including women, were cursing the woman. And I found it very difficult to understand why they were cursing this lady, why the blame of two useless, stupid black men acting idiotic on a stage that is global. Why is that not being blamed on the woman who just sat there? All she did was just sat there being beautiful. And it started, you know what I mean? So that I really was angry. I was really having conversations with people online. I was like, why are you blaming that woman? A guy Rock, if he respects the bro code, he should not touch that woman, not with alopecia that she's going through. If he was even talking about Augusta Sin, who said the so-called entanglement, who say, okay, that's public knowledge. That's something, that sex she had out of wedlock. You can touch on that. There's so much going through, let me just say, call it cancer, for lack of a better word. She's going through something that is neurological, I don't know, that makes her lose her hair, and you think or you thought it was okay for you to stand there, a platform that they've given you, like Mr. Bidemi said, to come showcase your talent to diss another person's wife, a black woman that we all diss when they carry board, a black woman that we all diss if they wear the natural hair, a black woman that the white people will talk about just already called ugly. And a black man stood there and continued to call her ugly because you're a comedian. I think if it was me, I would have done worse. I would have killed that guy there. Okay, but I'm not excusing violence, but I would have done worse. I would have knocked his out.
Can I just point out though that apparently Chris Rock did not realize that she had gone through.
Forget that story. No, forget that. Please. Let me finish. Forget that.
Jude, one moment. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Let me just set something straight with what you said, Jude. We don't know how true this is because today I saw a video where Jada Pinkett Smith on her Twitter account, she put a video and pictures of her hair before and after she had alopecia. And she was talking about, what's happening and how the hair is growing on, just clunks. And she put it on Twitter. So my question was, is it possible that Chris Rock really didn't see that video? Is it possible that he really didn't know? But that aside, one more thing, Jude, that aside, you said it's let's just say it's like cancer. No, alopecia is not like cancer, okay, because this is not a death sentence.
No, I'm just using that to stress this. I'm stressing the severity of it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't want people to misconstrue and say, how can you compare the two? So yeah, go on, Jude.
And I don't just start from morals because it's Jada Pinkett. I don't know her from Abraham. We never even cross paths of our life. When people dissed Tinubu, saying it was dementia, I went against it because of the life of the work that I do. You can't just open your mouth and be talking about things you don't know. It waits for almost everyone at the end of your old age anyway. So I will check all of those things. So that thing she had, you shouldn't laugh at her with that, whether you're Chris Rock. To me, Chris Rock ain't funny. Jeff Chappelle ain't funny. I don't know how they're comedians. Comedians for me are Richard Pryor and the Paul Moonies. I know what it's my own taste. I don't listen to those knuckleheads. But what I'm trying to say is our brother who died, the Wakandan king, he came out with a slim physique and people dissed him. You know how that was bad for him and his family. And he ended up dying after this. And people came out pouring all their grief and fake grief. This woman, we don't know what she's going through. Most people on this platform, most people everywhere want to live Jada Pinkett life. I want to live Jada Pinkett life. Go out there, have sex, live my free life. Anybody can do me nothing. But people are there like thinking they're on this high horse that they're too big. It's enough. They've dissed her enough with everything. They've dissed brother Will Smith enough. They've called him a wimp. They say even dead Tupac is better than him. Dead Tupac would have done this. Come on. How much more can a man take? And people now saying, instead of them to blame those two men causing trouble, they're blaming the woman. Like she's a narcissist, she's been controlling. Will Smith has got two legs. They don't walk out of that place, man.
Okay, Bidemi, I want to move to Yori and Ajike, but I know you want to come in.
So my question to Jude, do you realize that Will Smith had done the same thing, exactly the same thing?
Yes.
Before?
Yes, he's done it twice. So that's why people blaming the woman. Because you blame that too. You blame the woman too. You said until she started looking at it. So that's almost transference of aggression to Will. Will Smith has done it twice. One, the guy used the guy was interviewing and the guy sprayed water on him. He slapped then the guy another person tried to kiss him directly on the mouth. He slapped
No. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him dissing somebody with alopecia.
Oh.
So
but you didn't know better. That was in the past. I also watched that. It was in the past. You know better.
He was an adult. It doesn't matter.
No. But Bidemi.
But he didn't know better. I didn't know.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Alopecia is not a serious case.
Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up.
Akpari is alopecia. Anybody who is having loss of hair is alopecia. A lot of men, they have alopecia. It's not
for women it's different. For women it's different.
So when I'm going to, you just said he didn't know better. Or if it was rape that he committed, you will not let go.
No, listen. I didn't say he didn't know better. I'm saying
not you.
Okay.
Said he didn't know better. It doesn't matter. You're a comedian, and this is what comedians do. They pick on people's lifestyle and create jokes out of it. It is a normal thing. You know, they've dissed everybody. They've dissed everybody in that industry. They've dissed Chris Rock. They've dissed Will Smith. Will Smith has dissed them. They've dissed each other back to back.
But I don't think they touched on wives, you know.
They do.
What do they not do?
I don't think Will Smith dissed his wife. No, what I'm trying to say is this: we're not looking at what happened now. We're looking at what happened at the Oscars with regards to the slap. And for me, my concern is why people are turning around blaming Jada Pinkett. She's done nothing wrong. All she did was sat there looking beautiful, and two grown-ass men misbehaved, and we find it so easy to blame the woman.
Okay. Let me come to Ajike before I come to Yori. Ajike, you seem to think that Will Smith was in the right here from what you're saying.
He was in the right.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were agreeing. Okay, let's hear your view.
They are bringing up something from the past that he had done something before. He had done something before, whatever the case may be. And I'm trying to say that time, in fact, the video is very crude. When you see the video, it's a very, very old video. Most people did not. Even me, I didn't know that women had alopecia like that. I've now had friends that have come out to speak about it. Me, that one is even story for another day. I just felt that you might, when we do things in the past, when we know better, we do better. That's where I'm coming from. When you know better, you do better.
So you think he didn't know better, but now that he's a grown man, he didn't know better that he shouldn't have slapped somebody on a global scale.
Coming there now. I did not agree.
Okay, get there, Ajike, get there.
Arrive. For me, I tell everybody that came to listen, I painted this scenario to my sister this very afternoon. I said, imagine when he won the Oscar and he went to the stage and he just carried the Oscar and said, okay, I click on the phone, Chris Rock, I don't like how he spoke to my wife, blah, 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 blah. Today, Chris Rock will be on a stake like Jesus Christ was being crucified.
And they kill him.
You know, in fact, Chris Rock was wrong on so many levels, but But Will Smith was much more wrong because even
longer.
Beating your own child, people are looking at you like you are a witch. I see this my child. Anybody that does not like should go to an abortion. But you know, beating another person, a full-blown adult. Even my son, I used to tell him, Jeremiah, time will come that I cannot beat you. Let me beat the one I can beat now. We know that we have removed beating from our destiny.
I will refer you to safeguarding. Stop talking about beating.
We're not in America yet. We are still in Nigeria.
Okay,
that's why you cannot catch me.
You know,
so for me, I didn't like it. I felt I've been so embarrassed that I can't even read any stories. That's how embarrassed I am because I can't even just bring myself. And I told somebody that was laughing, if it's now slapping, I said, see, what he did, they said that later I was laughing. I said, have you seen as I do it? I used to do it when I was younger. You know, when I do something wrong and they are talking to you and now doing gra and what the hell, he's just doing what the fuck, what the fuck, that's what he was doing, what the time I was doing gra. He didn't himself that he went to a party, he was dancing. He was not himself. If I watch that video, his dancing, they were exaggerated. His laughter was exaggerated.
Are you talking about Chris Rock?
Very embarrassed.
Smith.
When the after party.
Chris Rock, I have no business. I have no business with Chris Rock because Will Smith took away everything everybody had to say to Chris Rock and carried it on his head the moment he started like that. So that's really what it is for me. He should not have done that. He should have controlled himself. His family that was saying this is how we do it, these artists are done, all of you don't have to blame. If you have seen somebody, if it was The Rock that was there, will you go and slap him?
Thank you. That's what I said to my husband. Well, anyway, we'll get to that. Yori, let's come to you.
You know, as a bald-headed woman myself, I can remember seriously.
You mean bald-headed?
No, but you know, there's some times where my hair is a lot shorter.
Yeah.
And people ask me, I've seen instances of like, are you okay? What's wrong medically? Why is your hair this short? And I'm like, it's a conscious decision to cut. There's nothing wrong with me medically. So there are instances where people equate people that have got local or bald hair with health situation. Now, if we're talking about the Oscars, I didn't watch it. And the reason I didn't watch the Oscars is that I'm into fashion. And since they've cancelled E-Live where they show the dresses, Oscar de la Renta and everything, it doesn't really make it applicable or very nice for me to watch. Appealing, thank you. So what I tend to do is to watch the after. So I watch the snippet of the most important awards that are being given out. Now, when this news broke, I thought about it. This is the moment where Will Smith, as we've been championing him, this was his moment. And with that singular act of stupidity, he took it away. He won the Oscars for the film with the Williams father's biography or autobiography. And for someone that knows Chris Rock on a personal level, I understand Chris Rock suffers from non-learning verbal disabilities like Asperger's syndrome. So his social cues are not that great. So there's some things that you will think as a comedian, you should sense check and say it. He would have said it and then reflect, I shouldn't have said it. Now, this is someone that knows Chris Rock on a personal level, has seen, even as much as we're fighting for Jada Pinkett Smith, who's going through a medical issue, we should also consider Chris Rock as someone that has some level of learning disability. He uses his act as a comedian to mask this. And for someone that knows that, because I know they have a personal relationship, you have tanked him. That singular act. Because if there's anybody that should safeguard any black man, because what they've done has gone past just Oscars, it's gone into race. Ricky Gervais, another comedian, very rude. I say very rude motherfucker. When he speaks in such a way that if you had knife or gun, you would shoot him. If he was the one hosting Oscars and had said what Chris Rock had said, will Will Smith go on stage and slap him? No, he wouldn't have done that. So in as much as I understand as a husband, you want to fight your wife, but I wouldn't like for me to sit down, someone call me a bald-headed chick, and then I expect Mr. Agbada to go and fight my battles. My mouth is sharp. I can't fight myself. Hold on, I can even talk you down. Do you understand? In as much as I would like for my husband to go up there and do something, I wouldn't want his legacy. Because every time we talk about the one time Will Smith has won an Oscar, we'll be talking about this slap. So that's tainted it. So it's not, the onus is not on Jada Pinkett to think for Will Smith. I would rather, like Ajike said, collect the Oscar. He didn't know he was going to win, but he won. All that crying that he was crying was totally not necessary. He would have even cried better when he collected the Oscar and be like, Chris, this is what you've done, but I dedicate this award to my wife and women that are going through this medical. There should be a teachable moment in everything that we do. And he failed to teach. He brought another Black man down with him. And we can't negate the fact, we in the UK, we might not experience what they are experiencing in America with racism and all this. So it's big down there. You get down from the plane, you get on JFK, and the way their border embassy, border agency people speak to you massive, you'd be like, excuse me, I'm just visiting your car. I don't want to stay here with all your madness. So if there's anybody that, Chris Rock, I'm not negating the fact that he's done something wrong. If there's anybody that should showcase or celebrate another Black person, especially a woman on a platform like that, fine. But sometimes human beings being way, if I want to crack a joke now, I'll probably crack a joke about Celia because I know she knows me. I don't mean it that way. She might then put me at the back of the end, you mad? How you talk to me like that? We can take it in-house. That was what expected that. And they asked him to leave. He was asked to leave before he was presented that award. He refused to leave.
I have something to say there. They have negated that particular report. Sorry, on Daily Mail.
Daily Mail is not a sister. Daily Mail is not.
They have said it. They will have to fact check it, but they have said it. And they didn't tell it.
In as much as that happens, you think, hang on, you are Will Smith. You are Will Smith. And in all fairness, Jada Pinkett didn't need Will Smith to fight her battles. Honestly, if she doesn't need him to fight, the world would have fought for her. And this would even be larger than what Will Smith has done.
Okay, but let me just put a question to you guys, right? Are we overreacting, right? Did Will Smith overreact? Is his actions justifiable? Because don't forget, this was the Oscars minus that. This was like a comedy section of the Oscars, right? And that was why Chris Rock came on the stage to talk. Now, if you look at that video, if I call her Will Smith, Lupita, and Jada were sitting, and they were sitting in front, okay? Now, if Jada was sitting at the back, maybe several rows behind, and Chris Rock did not see her, do you think he would have still pulled that joke? Because don't forget, sometimes when people are saying, when they're reading out comedy, maybe they've exhausted whatever it is they have on their list. They scan the room, and sometimes, even though they haven't exhausted what's on their list, they just scan the room and look for anything funny.
But that's not what he did.
Sorry?
That's not what he did. That's not what he did, because it came out that the material was written for him.
Perhaps Chris scanned the room and saw Jada, looked at her hair and thought, oh, there's a joke here, G.I. Jane, because from what we heard when the news broke, that line was not rehearsed.
Yeah, but the thing about Cecilia said it, sometimes if you're running out of jokes, like I host shows, like I MC shows, if there's someone that I'm comfortable with, you're sitting there, Bidemi sitting there, Judy sitting there, Ajike sitting there, these are my people. So if I'm going to link into a joke with someone, I would rather link with someone that I know that my joke won't fall flat, even if
Chris and Will are fine.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but having said that though, you're saying where are your people? You said you made an example that you could say some things about Celia, and Celia could pull you at the corner and you talk about it. But I would take it off. For me, I would open my mouth and say, if you started in public dissing OG, you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I get that.
So now you know something about OG, or whether you know or not, and you then now use that thing as a butt of joke. I would even go, whoa, if you were dissing Celia, I would like, let me party. You get where I come from. If I was dissing Beat Them Me, I would say, our party would be. But if I then leave Beat Them Me and then go to his wife, man, that's brought up.
No, but
I respect those things. But that's different from you dissing Celia.
But Jude, Chris and Jada are friends.
They're friends.
No, listen.
They are friends.
Look, we're dealing on existential crisis here, man. Mr. Bidemi talked about Black people showing themselves there in the place of racism and all of this thing. Look, the same Black culture will cry out for the men don't protecting their wives. The same Black culture will cry out the men are not there. When the men they there now, they go complain again. Look, everything on that day or that night or whatever it was absolutely wrong. Chris came out now and said he didn't write that thing. It was his people who wrote it, so he didn't have the time to. But I don't believe any of that. But the truth is doing damage control for his own reputation. They should be equally shared.
But Jude, let me say something. Something, yeah. Now, The rumor has it, I mean, I don't need to call it rumor because I've seen pictures of Jada and Tupac hugging each other very
They were
closely,
dating.
okay? Apparently, and this was already after Will and Jada were dating, okay? And Will Smith apparently has even said if Jada can just love him the way she loved Tupac as a friend. Even now that Tupac is dead, Jada still, I don't know how true this is, okay? Jada still makes references and says she misses Tupac. Now, there was also rumor, right, that Jada and Chris dated. We don't know how true this is. So are you not sure that all this was already pent up anger from Will Smith?
Yes, of course. They say out of the abundance of your heart you speak. Bidemi talked about it. There was already that pent up. It was building. That's what I'm saying.
Do you not think that Will Smith should control himself?
Come on, why you didn't talk like this? Have you been in situations? No, they talk like this now. Come on.
Hey, but
this was a global statement.
But you see, the thing is, I'm not Will Smith. I don't have much to lose. God forbid if anything happens today and they put my name out on Instagram.
Why do you think Will Smith has got much to lose? Because of an Oscar?
An icon. White, black, red, blue,
it's people who look at them as that. It's people who look at them as icons, and they don't. Those guys don't need that. They don't need that. It's Rock, not an icon. Rock is an older guy now. He should be setting examples. When you have people like Soulja Boy dissing older OGs like Will Smith, Rock should be setting an example. Look, when Nipsey Hussle died, when they shot him, the next day, Kodak Black said some things about his wife. What Kodak Black said was true. Kodak Black was saying whether guys will still be running on her right now or something like that. The whole G's, they finished Kodak Black. And Kodak Black came out and said, no disrespect to her. I was only saying out loud what you guys are thinking. They think inside. But it is true. Kodak Black said it, but there's a time and place for those things. You shouldn't have said it. Somebody just lost her husband or partner, and you're already talking about how guys will be running on her. You need to respect that. That not be white. It's not white person's problem. It's our problem. I don't like this aspect of the culture of so-called. There are comedians in America that are very clean. They don't diss people, and they still make money. Hence, I said at the first play, I don't like Chris Rock. I don't like Chris Rock. I don't like Dave Chappelle. I can't stand them for 2 minutes. I was a Richard Pryor's and Paul Mooney. I can't stand Richie Gervais. I can't. I don't do those sort of comedy. It's me.
Ricky Gervais is not even.
I can't stand any of these people. I know the ones I can stand.
Is a class act.
I can't stand him. I can't stand him for a minute. So this is what I'm saying.
Let's go back for 2 seconds.
So we can't be saying the guy has pent-up and blame him for everything that's been happening. He's a man. Whatever has happened in his relationship.
Let me go back to what Bidemi was trying to say earlier, right? You can rewind it and watch the beginning of this video where we put the video. And you can see where Chris made the joke. After Chris made the joke, Will Smith laughed, right? And Jada smiled, rolled her eyes, looked at Will Smith. Seconds later, Will Smith got up. For me, it was as if you're sitting there laughing.
Let me talk to me like that.
Yeah.
For me, that's a man way of understanding wife. You understand the eye where they tell look up.
The puppet master, being Jada Pink, looked at the puppet and said, "Attack."
No, I won't call it a puppet master and
let
puppet.
me come to you.
No, I won't call it that.
About that section, what did you think about that?
That's not the way she did it. She did it like, if I say you're not man enough now, you start arguing. You say you don't see your life, then they diss me. You get it now. That's the look I saw on her face. But guess what? Will Smith is not the first person to do that on a concert. When when they were doing their award, 2 rock stars, they punched each other at the award.
It happens all the time.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. If you just Google it, something Kid and another rock star.
Oh, okay. Kid Rock. Yeah.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, he's mad. He does that sort of thing.
But those are rock stars now. You would expect that. Exactly. Combination of drugs and alcohol will make you kick.
Oh, so there's no drug, at the Oscars.
I'm not saying that, but we're talking about 2 people. We assume that they are clean.
We assume they are drug users.
That's why I said assume.
The way they will pick on the ones done by black people, you'll be thinking, this one is for all of us. They will never blow up the white guys one. They will just talk about it, sweep it under the carpet. But you see the ones done by the black people, they will blow it. You will be seeing it on every interview, here and there, talk shows. So we shouldn't give them any opportunity to crucify us. We should actually take the crown from them by being the best.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you, Bidemi. in the sense that that them you use, because that them you use is what I disagree with. I like music, but I can't stand when this boy starts swearing in the music and calling the woman the B word, using the N word. And I've been saying this not today, for decades. I've been complaining about this. Look, you can't put yourself down and expect others or the them you say to respect you. That's what I'm saying. So this culture, we can't accept that Rock is a comedian and therefore everybody can be touched and not expect somebody to whack him. Look, these guys are cool guys. Some rappers would have shot him straight up. They'll kill him. If this guy was a creep or a blood, they'll kill him later.
Yeah, but the thing
not camera. They'll do it later. So that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Okay, Yuri, come in.
What I'm saying is that, okay, you're saying rappers go by a different code. And Ejike says something where you do know better, you do better. We're in the era of knowing better and doing better. These are global icons. If you felt that he dissed your wife, there are better platforms to address this.
You're there. You must before icon.
Dude, violence is not the answer. And to go back to you, Celia, when you talk about Jada and Tupac, like she never joked. She loves Tupac. And if there's been an issue, although we don't know that much about their marriage, but in times when Will Smith has been outed, it's always been as whatever issues has happened with their marriage, issue with August, things like that. And this couple have always, they've said it, not verbatim, but it appears they have an open marriage. So I don't see what the issue is, because I understand Will Smith do step out, but he tends to have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and the people he step out with are not people that are willing to discuss anyway. So
I will shock you guys.
Hold on, before you shock. So if this is not the first time that Jada's behind has been lit up, we probably won't be having this conversation if they've not discussed this so much of their life on the red table or the red carpet or whatever. Now, you know better, do better. You want to safeguard your wife. At the same time, you safeguard the black man that will be lit. Now, Chris Rock's prices have gone up. Let's not lie. He's doing well with his ticket sales because a lot of people assume he would have a conversation about what happened at the Oscars when he goes on his tour. You should do better. These are things you probably will expect from Kodak Black. No disrespect. These are things you will expect from Soulja Boy because that's how they are.
They should do better too.
No, but if you're saying rappers, this is what we expect. Okay, I expect Kodak Brown or...
And I wasn't saying this is what we expect from rappers. I'm saying sort of things like this would lead to what they do and shoot each other. I don't expect it from anybody.
Well, these are things a lot of people expect from rappers, that they will go there and say blah, 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 blah. It's their MO. But for someone that is a father figure, a businessman, a black man at the pinnacle of his career.
Another man's father.
And the thing about it, what pains me is that, okay, we talk about alopecia. We're not talking about Chris Rock as someone that has a learning disability. We need to champion that as well. His social cues are off.
Yeah.
But he wasn't discriminated against, though. Or he wasn't harassed.
Yeah, but the thing about it, he was assaulted.
He was assaulted.
No, he wasn't harassed about his own disability. That's what I'm saying.
He was assaulted as a human being.
As a result of his disability?
Yes.
Was that as a result of his disability he was assaulted?
He was assaulted.
That's not correct. Because of his disability?
No,
that's what I'm saying. He wasn't assaulted as a result of that.
Dude, as someone, I might not know a lot about LD and Asperger's syndrome. My understanding that their social cues are off. And sometimes...
We understand that too.
Hold on.
It's not a learning difficulty, not a learning disability.
Sorry, not learning difficulties. Yeah. So, as someone that probably is on the autistic spectrum, there's some things that would say that you and I might say, strength, be like, whoa, that would be too much. It will require another person that hasn't got a learning difficulty to say, oh, the thing where you talk is out of line.
We get that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that action wasn't as a result of that.
It is as a result of it.
Of his disability?
Yes.
That's not why they slapped him.
Because what he said, hold on.
No, but that's not why they slapped him. Don't twist it. That's not why they slapped him.
Can I finish?
It wasn't discriminated against.
You guys might get it. Let you relax.
Can I finish? So he has said something, because my understanding is that this joke was not part of what was sense checked with us, with the Oscar team. Mm-hmm. So he's looked around. I'm like, oh, well, Jada is there. Let me say something. He has not thought about it because of his learning difficulty and has said something. I would probably, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't say that because I haven't got that blanket of I haven't got that pocket of not to think. But because of his learning difficulties, he has said something he shouldn't have said. So as a result, he has been assaulted because of his learning difficulties.
No, it's incorrect, because just this evening, I don't know what time they are there, he came out and said it was written for him. He didn't write the material, so he knew what he was going to do. But you can't twist it and say Will Smith slapped him as a result of his disability. That's incorrect.
Hold on. You're still
not
incorrect. Taking into account.
I know what you're saying. What I'm saying,
please,
look,
can I finish, please? You're not taking into account Chris Rock's.
You can't do that. You can't say that.
If someone writes something for you and you have that pocket where you do not understand what has been written for you, does not make sense.
Disability,
now, let me tell you something. Let me clear something quick. Okay. Let me clear something quick. I'm a social worker. You're a social worker. You're a social worker. Now, when we talk about discrimination, we have what we call discrimination by association. Mm-hmm. We have what we call perceived one. We have what we call direct and indirect.
Yeah.
A direct one would have been me doing something to Rock as a result of what he has, directly to him. Indirectly will be me doing it like a blanket cover, not directly to him, but affecting him. Mm-hmm. The perceived one will be, I already know this, so I'm still doing it. Then by association is what Smith felt when he decided, my wife, I'm associated to her, so we're being harassed jointly. So that's what I'm trying to say you, whatever action Will Smith took wasn't as a result of perceived discrimination or indirect or direct. It wasn't that. The action he dealt with was what he said. He didn't say, oh, this man, your disability is one. That would be direct harassment and discrimination. He didn't do that.
Yuri, 1 second. Listen, guys, I think what Yuri is trying to say, yeah? There is a possibility, we don't know, we haven't seen the medical records. There is a possibility that Chris Rock has some form of learning difficulty.
No dispute about that.
Yep, and might be, wait, and might be, sorry?
That's not what you're saying.
That's what he's saying.
No.
You have a learning disability. If they give you a script, it doesn't matter, because you can't even understand in the first place.
No. That's the thing. Wait, there's a difference between learning disability. There's a difference between learning disability and learning difficulty, right? Now, there is a possibility that Chris Rock has some form of diagnosed or undiagnosed, I don't know.
Diagnosed, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. And as a result, yeah, there are some things he might say that you and I that have no such diagnosis will think, nah, man, I'm not saying that. But he might say it because he doesn't see anything wrong with it, because he cannot process it to see that if I say this thing, it would offend somebody. Now, imagine, for example, Jude, you have an adult, you're working with an adult that has some form of learning difficulty. This adult goes out in the community and goes to a woman and pulls the strap of the woman's bra.
And the woman slaps the adult.
The woman slaps him.
That's an action. That's an action, and that woman will be first of all arrested for assault. But as a social worker, where I'm coming from is this.
Jude. So what happened here is, because Chris is unable to process the information that what he's about to say, whether they wrote it for him or not, is going to possibly upset Jada and the husband. He said it anyway, and that resulted in him being assaulted by Will.
But that's not my argument. That your argument is fine. The only line of argument I'm saying, you just made a very fine, because you don't see all disabilities.
No.
And I hope you're not looking at Down syndrome, the face. We don't look at disability. So I'm walking. Let me use my friend. I'm walking. You're escorting me. To people, I might look rough, I might look okay, it's got no physical attributes to say it's got a disability. But you, who is my support worker, social worker, know that I've got whatever learning disability Yuri was pointing at. Now, maybe one of the reactions, one of the things is I don't understand social cues, and I pulled this woman's hair, and the woman slapped me. When the police come, what do you think the police will hold that woman for? It's common assault. They won't be saying discrimination because of my disability. Because that's why I'm arguing. That's the only line.
So which you can be held for assault, isn't it?
Common assault, I said, yes, but not saying it's because of his disability. So that becomes a direct discrimination.
No,
that's not the case.
I think what we're trying to say, Jude, I don't know, maybe you're not getting the point. What we're trying to say,
I get it.
What we're trying to say,
I get it.
I get it. Not just sit down and think.
That's fine. I get that.
Yeah,
I get that right.
Possibility that because of his disability, that was why he did it.
That's fine. I agree. I accept that.
It has landed him an assault. Okay,
yes, but
it has caused him to.
But he didn't get slapped because of a disability.
Okay,
So
it's arguable, but anyway, let me move to another section, because everybody's really angry about this.
I'm not at all. I don't know them before. I'm not at all angry. I'm not angry about it.
A lot of Black celebrities, American celebrities, are very angry about this, and they've said, I'm going to read out a statement by one of them, and she said, for them to let him stay in that room and enjoy the rest of the show and accept his award, I was like, how gross is this? It was just the wrong message. You assault somebody, you should get escorted out of the building. That's it. And this was said by Wanda Sykes, right? Now, why was
Wanda don't joke?
No. So why was Will Smith? Can we all agree that what Will Smith did, regardless of what Chris said, according to what you've just pointed out, Jude, that it was a physical assault on Chris, and if the police Will would have been arrested and taken away. Now, can we now agree that what Will Smith did was big enough for him to have been walked out of the Oscars? True, of course. Ajike, what do you think?
Of course.
Yeah, I feel he didn't need to be walked out. I think he should have left.
He should have left by himself.
He should have left by himself.
Abio.
That's when I did. It don't matter for me. Like I said to you, I didn't really read so much because I was embarrassed. Ojuti Mifun, I was embarrassed on his behalf. If he was not embarrassed, the embarrassment I felt is enough. But at the same time, I try to be graceful. We are human, like Jude has been trying to say all the while. We are all human. At times we don't act as rationally as we should. And I feel a lot of people are projecting their own, the way they feel it's supposed to be. There's so many supposed to be. If we are following that one, nobody will go anywhere in the first place. So there's one girl, one comedian, I think she co-hosting Amy something.
Oh, I think it's Amy Schumer.
Whatever, one horrible like myself. She said she's traumatized. She's feeling traumatized.
I see there's slap.
No. You see, there's some, how would I put it, bandwagon which is natural with anything that trends. That people that don't know the situation.
Who is traumatized? Who are they traumatizing? Who are they slapping? Will you chop up your mouth and get away from here? A lot of people have now taken it upon them. So that's one that's just annoying. That won't see you song. Shut up and leave this place. But really, you should have left. You should not have been there anymore or in that space. So I don't know. That's why, in fact, in my mind, I feel he knew he was going to win that thing. And they knew he was going to win it. So he just wanted him to collect it and be going.
Jude, what do you think? Do you think he should have?
Oh no, it's assault. So first of all, I don't know what protocols Oscar or whatever the organizers have in place. That's common assault. I won't say he should have, but what was their security protocol? Somebody just assaulted somebody on stage. I suppose some giant bodyguards should be walking him out. He too has his own bodyguards, so they'll be saying, Egbomi, tell your guy to go, or we bundle him. They bundle people.
Yeah.
They bundle people. So I would have expected that, but like Jike said, winners already know they were going to win. They told them before they arrived anyway. So yes, they did say so they know they didn't want to do that altercation. That will give Oscar another bad name. So let the two black men suffer the bad light. We will still keep our thing intact.
So do you guys think, and Bidemi, let me come to you with this. Do you think with Will Smith being allowed to stay, accept his award, give the speech where he gave and apologized to the Oscars and to his fellow nominees and whatever, and somehow miraculously missed out Chris's name, who was the receiver of the assault. But anyway, do you think that Will Smith enjoyed some form of white privilege there? Bidemi, let me come to you with that.
Of course. Of course. See, there are some things going on. Well, they said behind every rumor, there is an iota of truth. There are rumors that Will Smith is bisexual. And Jada Pinkett has this secret in her left hand. So they've all agreed, okay, yeah, you do your thing, I do my thing too. But behind every rumor, there is an element of truth. We don't know how true. But
would that be why he has a white privilege? The question still, would that be the reason?
No, because they're saying he's, leaking ass of the.
I don't want to push you more. Don't worry.
They're saying the rumor is that he's sleeping with some big white boys.
Oh, yeah.
I think what Bidemi is trying to say, and that corrects me, is that it is alleged that Will Smith is protected by the LGBTQ community because of some affiliation. And if we look at how vocal and how big and how powerful the LGBTQ community is in the States, has a level of a huge percentage of Caucasians. So that is what the rumor is. Now, white privilege.
You've heard about it as well.
It's everyone talks about it. It's not news. Okay. So white privilege, I wouldn't say white privilege. I would say association to certain communities that are very powerful.
So Yori, what you're saying is, if he didn't have that association, he would have been walked out of the room
with Jesus' joy. So we've seen instances, for example, when Kevin Hart was supposed to take on either the Grammys or the Oscars, he offended the powers to be, which is the LGBTQ community.
The big boys, rolling with the big boys.
And they yanked his opportunity. And if anyone knows Kevin Hart, if there was anybody, I've never seen a black man that really wants to host an Oscar show as much as that guy. Or was it the Oscar or the Grammy? Either of the two. And when he said what he said 10 years ago, and that came to light, he lost because of how powerful the LGBTQ community is. Wow. And it is being alleged that Will Smith is a very good friend with that community. And in most cases, most actors, actresses, if you see them, most of them do further these affiliations for them to move in the right direction. How true that is, as to anyone's guess. So I wouldn't say white privilege, I would say privilege by association.
Okay, so assuming he wasn't doing all these things and he didn't have any of this affiliation and he still remained in the Oscars and accepted his award and went to the Vanity Fair after party, do you not think, because you see, the thing is, I watched a lot of videos since this issue and a lot of white celebrities or just people, basically, anybody that has a YouTube platform are coming out and saying, no, Will Smith should be arrested, Will Smith should be this, we know that what Will Smith did is wrong, right? But it's almost like, okay, he did what he did was wrong, he should apologize, he should never have done it, it's rubbish, it's not. But at the same time, please leave him alone. We don't want you people to give him the full hand of the law. Am I right in saying this?
The thing about it is that if for the NYPD to be involved, and a statement has to be made.
But Chris has said he doesn't want to press charges.
Exactly my point. So if there's no charges to be pressed, what is there to arrest him for? That is this bottom.
And we're also forgetting too that it's got star power. Whether we like Will Smith or not, this is the first rapper who won Grammy with his song those days. So it's got star power. Whether we like it, Will Smith has got same star power as Denzel. You know what I mean? So they would have put that into consideration too. Like, should we get the boys on him to drag him out? Nah. If it was an upcoming.
And the thing about it,
Didn't speak up? We can't hear you. Sorry, Yori.
Normally in America, the police don't wait for you to press charges. They will arrest you first.
Hey, but is a star?
No, but that's the star. That's where the star power comes in now.
Power is different. Here you can meet on the street of downtown Boulevard and give ourselves punch on 72.75 behind the corner.
Come on, man.
They will take us. But
this is an A-list star.
And what we don't know is this is still early days. There might not be a cancel culture, but we don't know what the aftermath will still be for.
There will be repercussions, obviously.
To Oscars next year may be rescinded. We don't know. They might ask him to return the plaque or the
apparently award. He's already been suspended and the Oscar committee are investigating.
So this investigation, nothing may come out of it. Celia, don't be shocked.
True. That's where me and people wanted to come in. You may not because if they wanted to strip him of it, they will strip him of it immediately. I don't think those people are that nice. So
but the cancel culture is so big, as you already said, and they might still do it. Well, like I said, it's a star. It's got that star status. So if I was him, man, I would just throw the thing out of the window.
But do you guys think we not generally have a bias towards the celebrities that we like? Because I remember, Yuri, when the lockdown just started in 2020 and Trash It came online, our very first topic was Funke Akindele, where she went and had a party when there was supposed to be a lockdown in Lagos. And we talked about it. I mean, I remember what the backlash we got on Instagram and on Facebook. It was mentioning me and you, we love Funke, Jennifer and whatnot, but we just wanted to talk about it because, you know, you are a celebrity, you should be setting the precedent and obeying the laws. But however, you still did what you did, and we talked about it, and people came after us saying, "Oh, we should remove her name from our mouth." Basically, do you understand? So, do you think that we have biases towards celebrities that we love?
Everyone has got biases towards people, but you can't compare what happened to. Is Jennifer in that program, right?
Jennifer.
Yeah, she's a brilliant actress. I love her, but you can't compare what happened at the time to what happened now. That was lockdown, and the whole world was going crazy about COVID. So there was panic, like moral outrage, like you want kill us, you know. So that's quite different. She was actually flouting a public law. Chris Rock wasn't in a public place. It was in a private event. We need to understand that law as well. If he had slapped Rock outside Trafalgar Square, that's public assault. Any police could have gone there and intervened. This was a private. It's like my birthday party. I invite all of you and beat them. He slapped you in my garden. How would the police know if I'm not? No, for example, Bidam slapped me in my garden. The neighbors won't bother because it's a private event. But should anyone, like Yuri was trying to point out, then call the police and said, I just witnessed a guy slapped another guy. It becomes an assault. Police will come and say, hey, what's happening here? They'll be like, okay, you've dealt with it. Bye. Oscar was a private event. It wasn't a public event. It wasn't in front of White House. The way it slapped somebody, there would have been police go in. So it's different from Funke's own somehow because it was a private event.
Okay, so do we think that Will should be stripped of this Oscar, or do we think it's not that serious?
It's that serious, but
like, Nepa, they do you the thing. What's going on there?
You bring Nepa into this.
Nepa has done it for you.
You brought Nepa into this.
My brother is giving me his mobile phone's light, so I'm good.
You brought Nepa into this. That's amazing. We love that. Oh, hey, Niger.
You know, that's what happens when you're in Niger. Okay, you see, this works. This works.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Wow, even this is the first on Trash It. The lights went off. Has shown themselves.
Is the history.
Lights went off.
Yes, well done, Bidemi. You win that award, even though you are not a resident of Nigeria, but it's okay.
even look more cute now, sir.
It does, yes.
Raising your natural light. Now, you talked about the love you have for your celebrity. I wouldn't for one want his Oscars to be taken away, because I don't think you're teaching him anything by taking that away. I think he feels bad already the way the situation is. And if the question is, does he deserve the Oscar? Yes, he did, or he does. He's done well. Celebrating him for his craft. It is his stupidity that has landed him in
Thank you.
So they're two different things. I wouldn't think that's necessary. What he's done is really bad, but taking it away from him, if there's anybody who's badder, is not necessary.
It's not necessary.
That's perfect. I like that.
Sometimes, we don't really know what people are going through because they don't come out to say.
Like he has to turn into another red table talk.
It will be.
What did Ajike? What did you say? Can you speak up a bit?
I'm speaking. I'm shouting.
Like that.
I said that I don't think they should take it away from him, and if he has good PR, like I know he has, it will turn into another round table talk.
With Jesus joy.
Apologize. He has even started apologizing that day as well. He started crying. So he has started. Everything will be okay. Last. I want something else will happen now that we wipe away all this. Another story will happen very soon. We leave him alone. But like Yuri said, I think every time they speak about his Oscar, this is going to come up, and it wasn't necessary. It really was. Like somebody said, it was just an overreaction, a childish overreaction. That's what one comedian said. It was just a childish overreaction. He didn't need it. He didn't. Even if his wife was pushing him at the back, which I know she wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't necessary at all.
Well, I sort of feel, I don't know, this is just my personal opinion. I feel Jada gave the nod and Will went and did what the master needed her to do. That's how I say it. That's what I think.
Don't let Jada come for you.
No, the thing about Jada,
whatever. I mean, that's my own opinion. She has her own. Everybody has their own.
But the thing about it is that Jada is a very formidable and powerful.
She is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you look at both of them, it might be wrong to anyone to say this, but she appears to be someone that says, I need you to do this. You will do it. If she sells Kayamata, trust me, a lot of people will buy it because she has what it is. You know, when they had that red table talk and Will Smith was like looking like he was effed up, like, oh, you slept. And she goes, yeah, like it is what it is.
Thank you. I was going to just point that out. It was almost as if, so will you shut up about it? Why are you trying to drag it? I already told you. Why are you asking me again?
From where Jada grew up, I think she grew up in south side of Chicago. Like the attitude. She's a mini person, but with a big man's attitude. She comes from a lineage of very powerful Black women that does what they want to do. She grew up with Tupac's mom. And the influence that Tupac and Tupac's mom have on Jada Pinkett is that you want to do shit, you are good enough to do it without thinking about anybody's house that is being open. So she believes so much in herself, which is very good for a Black woman, given what she's achieved.
But at the same time, though, sorry, Yuri, to call you, at the same time, what I would say is, and I mean, everybody's different, but you see, now, Jada, to an extent, I mean, yes, we can say Will is an adult and he thinks for himself. We can all agree that since this infidelity thing came out where Jada slept with her son's friend, isn't it? Oh, well, God.
August is everyone's friend.
Okay, so since that incident, Will has sort of been on the edge to protect Jada. That's what I've noticed. I really don't know why, because it was her that went out to sleep with her son's friend, right? Somebody that maybe she used to drop at school together. I don't know when they became friends, but I'm just assuming, right? So now, I feel since that incident happened, Will has kind of been waiting for an opportunity to show Jada that I am still here for you and I will defend you at all.
Because he loves her.
Okay, yeah, okay, so yeah, fine, yeah. So now I feel this incident that happened, right? Jada must have known something was going to, maybe she did, maybe she didn't, I don't know. But you see your husband walking towards the stage to go and meet Chris Rock. Dude, I expected Jada to maybe walk after him, call him back, or do something to make him come back so that he does not ruin the career he has been building since we grew up, because we all grew up to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I don't think she knew he was going to slap. I actually thought he was going to take the mic and start talking.
She just thought probably she was going there to collect the mic and say something.
Yeah, because that's what most of them would do. Take the mic and diss you back. That's what I suspected he was going to do. So
we are saying that, sorry, you once said, so we are saying that Jada didn't know, even though she wrote.
He was going to slap him. No.
I don't think she knew he was going to do that. And I don't know Jada a lot, but the tiny I know about her, I don't think she ever expects Will Smith to fight her battle. She's not that kind of woman.
She didn't.
There was an incident that happened before this. This was when Lavin Cox was having a conversation. And the question that Lavin asked is big enough to end that lady's career in Hollywood. This was regarding the entanglement with Jada and August. And Will's face dropped. And Jada was like, I know what I do. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Now get the problem. Because when you see Will Smith walk back after slapping Chris Rock, she did like this. It's like, she couldn't believe it. Because I'm thinking in her head, she's like, well, she's thinking, is this necessary? I thought you were going there to speak.
Take the mic and talk.
So when he was coming back, you need to look at the clip. She laughed because I'm sure she's like, I didn't
really? But Yuri, if you look at that clip well as well, there was a part she was nodding and smiling and clapping for her husband. Yeah. Saying, well done, you have done what you should have done. Now, the thing is, because for me, it's just because we all love Will Smith and everybody, white people, black people.
I don't know.
Okay, forget the two of you. Maybe the two of you don't. Yeah. And it don't even make difference because if I just put drops in this mighty ocean of the love for Will Smith, okay? Ajike, never has taken your light. I'm sorry about that, love. You know, so the thing is, right? The reason why, even though a lot of people are talking about it and saying Will Smith should be dealt the hands of the law and everything, but there's also a lot of support for Will Smith, right? And it is only because people like Will Smith. That's why people are not really going for him, and because people are saying, oh, I want my husband to fight for me like that. But no, I don't want, if my husband has a lot to lose, if my husband is going to ruin his credibility, perhaps ruin his career, no, I don't want him doing that for me. That's a stupid move. Go to the dressing room or address it on the stage, as you guys have already said. Or better still, go there, take the mic from him and say, man, there's something wrong with you up there because my wife suffers from alopecia and I don't think that is the right job. And people will stand up and clap for him.
Let me quickly ask a question. If that was a black journalist who nobody knew, would we have been bothered discussing this whole matter?
Of course.
Because it's Smith. That's why we're talking about.
No, we would have.
No, because a lot has happened. Because let me tell you something. They harass these guys a lot. I remember the other time, paparazzi approached Kanye and his wife before Kim K, and the guy was asking Kanye, "You okay? You all right?" And Kanye went ballistics like, "It's 4 a.m. Can I please just come to my house in peace? Why are you camped outside my house?" So what I'm trying to say, if I think Kanye had an altercation with one of the ones that broke the whole expensive camera. What I'm trying to say is this: people paranoid about this because it's Chris Rock, another star black man. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get that picture. If it was a nobody and he just went and did that, would people still react the way they're reacting?
I would imagine.
Yes, sorry, I didn't understand your question. Yes,
I would imagine that common sense would let people react
because the stage on which he did it is a global one.
When you talk about paparazzi, it's convenient when you're an upcoming artist. They call paparazzi and tell them, I'm going to be a noble. They want the exposure. You now get to a level and you now say, no, you can't take me picture anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22. But the thing about it is, if Will Smith had done this to another black man, I would imagine we'll still be talking about it because there's something you do not expect from a man like that. Now, I don't have an issue. Will Smith is not my top artist, actor, singer, nothing. I enjoy jiggy with it. That's about it. But I, as a woman, would not want the glory of the night for my husband that he has worked for.
To be taken away because he was trying to defend me. Okay.
People don't fight for small things like this.
Sorry, Celia, I'll let you say this. The most annoying thing, and which has taken shine away from another person, Samuel L. Jackson. Honorary.
Now you're talking.
We can't talk about.
Now you're talking
because another black man has shot in his stew.
Yeah.
And it was probably given that award by the greatest.
Denzel. From Denzel to Gigi.
But I'm bringing this to our level now. At O1 Bears we go, we see all of this stuff happen. Now, come on.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I know we don't want to be the coon. That's what they call a funny black person who dances to nonsense. But as black people, I think we need to do better. It might be like, oh yeah, why do we need to do better? We're not. The Game is one of the people that supports Will Smith, and he brought this epistle. We need to create our own platform. If we create our own platform and we are fighting there, nobody wants to watch our movies. Nobody wants us to produce shit. We need to do better. That was not necessary.
And another question I'm going to ask, Ajike, let me come to you. Ajike and Bidemi, right? I, for one, right? See, now when I say I love Will Smith, I don't really care for his movie, G.I. Joe, Men in Black and the rest. I just love Will Smith because when you look at the black scene, when it comes to actors and actresses and whatnot, he's one of those people that we can boast of, right? Whether we like it or not, he's just there. Okay. Now, with what has happened, and he did this to Chris Rock, imagine if it was somebody else like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, that was on that stage and decided to do a 5-10 minutes joke and said what he said about Jada. Do you think Will Smith will get up and go and sound Chris Rock? And also, no, wait, before you come in, and this is what Ajike and Bidemi, and also when I watched one of the videos on YouTube today, He didn't punch him. He slapped him, which someone analyzed as I'm going to slap the bitch out of you, because he did not see Chris Rock as a man enough for him to punch. So he thought, you know what? You're under me. I'm going to slap you. Ajike, we can't hear you because you're on mute. Let me come to you first. Ajike, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
Sorry, because of the light. I think people are just projecting their own analysis of all those things. I don't think there's anything about slap or punch. I don't think there's any difference anyway. But like I said, I think the person's analysis is also sort of right, because the Yoruba people always go, okay, see me, Gino see me. I think it's small to me. It's not, and Shekbe, we are not mates. I don't know how to. The English of it is not sweet.
Do you know who I am?
Everybody's a young, yes.
Really, it's not even do you know who I am. Who I am, you are talking to petrol attendants. It's like, who are you to me? We are not, we are not in the same. So I think that was it. And I don't know. I felt, like I said, I feel very embarrassed. I don't know. I wish I could just turn back the hands of time and say, Uncle, don't do this.
Don't do this. Yeah. Okay, Bidemi, let me come to you.
So basically, the way I saw that part, it's like, I'm not your mate. Me and you are not on the same level. I'll teach you some lesson. What? And back to seats.
Yeah, thank you. And did you also notice that when Chris said, Will Smith just smacked me, and because everybody's saying he acted out of anger, he blacked out and he acted. But when he got back to his seat, because as soon as he did that blackout should have cleared. He got back to his seat. And when Chris said, Will Smith just smacked me, and he said, yes, get my wife's fucking name out of your mouth. So it was the way he was saying, it was almost like, if you chat that shit again, I'm gonna come back on that stage and beat the living light out of you.
It's not really like, it's adrenaline. It's adrenaline now. Come on, it's adrenaline.
Like I explained, I think he was already embarrassed. No, I know you are embarrassed. So the only thing you can use to cover the embarrassment is more gra-gra.
Yeah, that is exactly like that. It's what it is.
Defense mechanism.
It is what it is. Defense mechanism.
Even me, I do it to my son. Today, my son was correcting my English. I said, if I smack you there, the truth of the matter is that he was correcting the English, but I did not like it. So I turned it to gra-gra. Am I your mate? No,
That slap was a no-go land, and he went there. He had to continue to keep up that charade, otherwise, oh boy. So that adrenaline high was there. That's why I kept using that expletives. He just couldn't just slap Rock and go sit down. No way. He needed to continue to show the man about him like that, and maybe later they apologize to each other. Clearly wrong what he did, but it's what is happening.
Let me bring this to our daily lives real quick, because we're trying to round up now. Let me come to the ladies first. Yori, Ajike, what in a situation like this, given who your husband is, right? Bringing it to our everyday life. Let's just bring it to our everyday life. You go to a party, you go to the shopping mall or whatever. Would you like your husband to defend you with violence?
My husband won't even defend me with violence. The guy doesn't fight. So let's not, he won't even fight. So the worst will happen is we'll leave.
We'll leave, right?
We'll leave. Because he'll be like, I'm not this. You know the way Anna David said, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for you. Yeah. We would have gotten into our car and left. Okay. And that person will be removed from our lives.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
Ajike, wouldn't you have loved Shola to do this for you, to fight for you?
Not fight, so you should not fight. I beg. It's only one husband I want to marry this life. You should not fight, people. Let's just be going on.
Okay, so let me come to the guys. Yuri, you wanna?
I think gone are the days where women now think their husband needs to beat someone up for them. Well, I would think so.
But some women on social media believes that this is the shit.
That's them. Personally, you know that believe that. You see why there's some women or some people will land their other halves in problem. You go meet Jude now that has muscles. Jude is not
get power.
Jude doesn't have it. Is you go meet them that has most of them. Someone land your husband a blow. The guy first crack his head. You become a weasel.
You will not be angry that you could not even fight.
All these things are not necessary, and that's because I reflect a lot. And if I can remove, and that's why you will never see me argue with these young ones. I don't take the public transport, but if for any reason I get on the train or the bus and these children go mouthing off, I remove myself because I only have one life.
Yeah.
So it's not necessary. Like, it's not needed. If it's a friend, say for instance, we're family friends and you disrespect me, my husband will speak to your mom. Don't speak to my wife like that. Let's respect ourselves. I won't talk to your wife. Like, my man doesn't even talk that much. I won't disrespect you. Don't disrespect my wife. Babe, let's go. Hey, carry our kangara and we go. And that person ain't coming to our environment anymore. This life is easy. Let's be living our life in the way that will make our life long.
If I was Will Smith, I'll grab the mic and I'll be like, everyone, I know what Oscar stands for. I don't think Oscar will support such a thing, bringing me here in the name of an award only to disgrace my family. But
exactly.
It's all good. Thank you for tonight. I'll drop the mic and I'll grab my wife and we'll walk out. By now, the whole world would have roasted Chris. Chris will go somewhere and be crying. There are ways to handle these things.
Yeah, violence is never the answer.
No.
So, would there ever be an incident that will cause you to physically fight for your wife, to defend her?
I don't think so. The last time I fought was in secondary school. There is no way. I've outgrown that stage. There is no way. Even if you insult my mom, there are ways I will talk. It is the whole world that will fight for me. I will use that thing to sell myself. I will use your stupidity to sell myself.
Which is exactly what Chris Rock has done. Jude, same question. Would there be?
Definitely would be. If a guy lifts his hand on my wife, would die there that evening.
Yeah.
If it was just common talk, none of my business. This is why I mostly don't go comedy clubs, and when I go, I don't sit at the front. Like, I think it was Yuri who said it. My gosh, they use you to play the whole evening. And me, you laugh at these jokes, but sometimes they really hurt. So when I go comedy club, I hide at the back.
Even people that know me very well, they know that when I'm at home and I do a party, although it stopped now, when people will come, my husband will start talking and be yabbing me and be saying, oh, when he met me, I used to free and speak British accent. Now, he didn't know I was one Beanie girl and all sorts of things, everybody would laugh. And then after the party, I'll be like, babes, come. So you didn't say anything else to say. You have to be yabbing me in front of everybody, know. But I suppose as a woman, and as you said, I think the only time I would ever want my husband to fight for me is if a man
lift your hands.
Then I would want my husband to fight for me. That's why I have not already broken the man's head. Okay, no. You understand? So that is when I would expect my husband to fight for me. Anything else, I want to fight for myself. Even sometimes, maybe when there's a road incident, when maybe this car did not wait for you to pass, and maybe the person in the car is a woman, and my husband is trying to talk to you, and I'm like, no, babes, you don't need to talk. She's a woman. I'm going to deal with this. Do you understand? Because I don't want it to look as if, you're speaking to somebody else's wife in a manner that you wouldn't want.
Or you're speaking on a woman.
Sorry?
Or he's speaking on a woman.
Exactly. Do you understand? Exactly. So I always say to him, no, let me do. Even sometimes when there's a man and it's him, and the two men, I always say, babes, leave it, don't talk. Let me deal with this guy. But anyway, the thing is, what Will said was wrong. What Will did was wrong. And I, for one, believe that if it was somebody else that was on that stage, like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, or somebody else.
It's not even The Rock. Even was a white comedian.
If he was Oibo, that's what you should be saying.
Comedian, he wouldn't have done that.
I think if it was Rock, it would have gone to smack too, but Rock won't have retaliated. No, Rock won't have. No, Rock is different. Rock, he could have done it. Rock won't retaliate.
He won't do it. I don't think he will do it. He won't do it. He will not try it and Jude. He will not, because imagine, because he's so as a smallish guy.
The way he will slam Will Smith.
He will slap Will Smith to the back of the hall now. Should Jada will go and be looking for Will Smith there.
Anyway,
he wouldn't have done that. I think he picked on Chris because Chris is small. He has a small build. He's quiet. What if Chris decided to hit back? Then all this so-called security that were nowhere to be found, they probably would have
the whole place would have just scattered.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think we're going to end it here because it's a shame what happened, and we don't ever want this kind of thing to happen because Black men, women that are up there are not much. They're not a lot. These are our representatives when, you know, in Hollywood or whatever it is, do you understand? So we don't really want things like this to happen. And thank God that Will Smith is someone that is loved by all. If he was someone that wasn't really loved by all, it would have been worse than it is now, because I'm sure the Oscars would have revoked his award. I'm sure they would have done that. Okay, but anyway, I think we're going to leave it here. And I hope Chris and Will are able to find some sort of resolution in this. And I mean, Chris is a bigger person for not pressing charges. And again, I think Will's frustration was directed to the wrong person. That slap was not for Chris. That slap was for August. But anyway, that slap was not for Chris. It was
August. We beat Chris. We beat Will Smith, though. Not Ryan.
Exactly. So again, picking on. Sorry, Bidemi, what did you say?
Jude is not feeling that talk. He doesn't like it.
It is. Okay, but what did he do to August? Nothing. He didn't do nothing. And he was and he cheated, and Jada cheated when they were still together, because she tried to say they cheated. She cheated when she was on the break. But no.
Will Smith did a lot to August. Since then, August released the track with Rick Ross. The track didn't go nowhere.
Record straight, because Jada was trying to deny that he slept with August.
The track didn't go anywhere. Will Smith's star power finished August. August is nowhere to be heard of. It's nowhere to be found. That's how you work.
So why didn't he do that with Chris?
Rock is a big star power. Come on now.
Again, you know. But anyway, before I round up,
the thing about it is that maybe women should not be fishing in oceans that it's not necessary.
Man, why are you guys bringing that into this now? Come on, this was a slap.
Look, from what we've gathered so far, it appears that they have an open relationship. Open marriage, because it's been alleged that Will Smith was dating this Spanish model. So while August was flying with Jada, Will was flying with this woman. So they were at opposite at the same time doing ish. But Will is so smart. There's an NDA. Jada went there and fell in love, and this guy was doing satin over his head and all the stuff. But when I've always said it, do not cheat. But when you want to cheat with someone that is on the same level,
not your son's age mate that wants to brag to the world that they slept with.
It's not about bragging, Celia. That guy was pained because he was in love with Jada. And when Jada was done, she had a coochie scratch. She was done. And she moved on and she went back to her husband. But August thought you were good. How would you think he will leave with Smith for you when you're not Tupac?
Okay. Anyway, a lot of people applauded Will for defending his wife, for protecting his wife, and he said he was protecting his family. You know, so again, it's just what it is. Unfortunately, what has happened, and I pray that they're able to get over everything that's happened. Because there's, as I think one of you mentioned it, I think it was Bidemi, Will Smith has also done a joke on a bald man as well, right? But people keep saying he was not grown, he was not mature, he was over 18. So please, if he was over 18 at the time, he was having sex at the time.
No, you see, let's land it, but that is two different things.
How?
There's a history behind Black women and their hair. They've been dissed for centuries by white people. It doesn't matter. Let me explain why it matters to you. Then you'll get the picture. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not putting blame on anyone. Chris Rock was the one who spent time to do docu series on Black women and their hair. He went as far as India to document where we buy our bone straight or straight bone from. Yeah, he did that. He was promoting women and their natural hair, especially the Black woman, because they've suffered a lot. You already mentioned the relationship of Black people in their country there. It's quite different from our relationship. We can't belittle that. Mm-hmm. So that already, there's a community already out there saying Rock knew what he was doing, because this is some guy who's been, for more than 10 years, been promoting Black women's hair, going against that big industry. You know what I mean? He's been promoting that for women. So there's a stigma, the stereotype of the Black woman already because of our hair. We don't have it. The men don't have that. Nobody calls me. They see my dread and they're happy. You see a black woman with dread, will start saying yap, yap, yap. So they thought you're already promoting black women and their look. Why bring the G.I. Joe thingy about her? So we can argue that point.
Let's not.
Exactly. You see, both of them have missed the point. You are right, Abidemi.
But let's not negate the fact that number one, this was just comedy. I'm sure Chris Rock
did. But was it really comedy?
Chris Rock did not mean to humiliate Jada. If Chris Rock knew that what he was saying would cause Jada, let's even forget the slap he received. If Chris Rock had known that what he was saying was going to affect Jada the way it did, I'm sure he wouldn't have said it, right? And also, can we just cut Chris a little bit of a slack and just assume that he didn't know, because this is what he's saying, that he didn't know. So there's a possibility that he didn't know, because if he knew, I'm sure with all these 10 years he has been promoting black women and their hair, and he knew that Jada had alopecia, given their relationship, at some point, I'm sure he would have brought her, collaborated with her to talk about her story, to encourage and empower other people going through similar situations. Yes. So there's a possibility that he didn't know, because I would think he would not be that insensitive to know. Just like Yori, I will know something that hurts you, and I will not come and say, because it's a joke, I'm going to use that.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. But let me ask on this question. If we end on this question, do you agree that Jada should be blamed for this debacle?
Why were they blaming Jada? Why?
Because people on the internet are saying it's her fault. It's her fault.
Right?
Yeah.
The reason, because I have said she has a hand in it because of the look she gave to Chris, and that was the look, because Chris was laughing. I'm sorry, the look she gave to Will, because Will was smiling at the joke, but when Jada made it clear that she wasn't laughing, it wasn't funny, that was when Will.
Well, you know, you yourself know as a woman, you give us those looks. Come on, you guys give us those looks.
But wait. So this is where I said Jada had a part to play, because she gave the look and Will got up and acted. However, she didn't know Will was going to go there and slap.
Yeah.
He must have thought Will was going to go
grab
there,
the mic and cut back.
Said something. Because I'm sure if she had known that Will was going to go there and slap, I'm sure maybe she would have run after him to say, guy, don't fuck up, don't mess this thing up. Come back, we'll deal with this later. I would be very surprised if she knew that Will was going to go there to slap and she allowed him to go. So whilst I'm thinking, well, you should have not given that look, but at the same time, you know, he said something about her. She gave a look because she was not keen on it, and unfortunately, perhaps Will read that look as
go beat the shit out of him.
You know. So yeah. Anyway, we have gone way over 1 hour on this one, but thank you guys for watching. And I think with everything we've said, in as much as we're saying that what Chris said was wrong, there might be a possibility he didn't know, but we just have to be more sensitive about people around us and what they're going through. And when you go to a comedy show, try and sit at the back if you know you are not.
Like me.
That's why I stay on Netflix.
Exactly, like me. You understand? But anyway, I mean, I'm sure Chris and Will sort themselves out. And I hope this does not affect Will negatively. Okay, yes, he did what he's done, but hopefully he will learn from this, because Will Smith is also going through a lot emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and canceling him, revoking his Oscar and all of that might drive him into depression. God forbid the man kills himself. No. What are people going to say? Oh, Will. No. Yes, he did something that was completely wrong. We reprimanded him, is okay, because it's the hand that a mother used to beat the child, that he also used to draw the child and say, okay.
Ajike is an experienced woman there, she can tell us.
So I think Will should apologize and go on an apology tour, and Chris Rock is a bigger man for not pressing charges, and I hope the two families can sort things out. On that note, we're going to leave it here. Those people that are helping us to push this matter to say the police should arrest you, please drop the matter. We, the family, have dropped the matter.
The online family.
Drop the matter and go and drink water for your own headache. On that note, we'd like to end it here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.